October 12th, 2015, 6:47 p.m., Washington, D.C. The director of the Central Intelligence Agency, the man who knows America's deepest secrets, the man who commands thousands of spies across the globe, picks up his phone. It's his wife, calling from their home number, but something's wrong.
Hi, this is Verizon customer service. We're having issues with your account. I need to verify some information.
He answers the questions: security protocols, passwords, verification codes. Why wouldn't he? It sounds legitimate. 6,000 miles away, in a small house in Leicestershire, England, a 15-year-old boy is recording every word. 20 minutes later, the director of the CIA opens his email. Every message? Gone. Replaced with one line: I own you. The hacker? A 15-year-old, living with his parents. His mom's downstairs making dinner. He's not done. Not even close. Because tonight, he's going after everyone. The FBI, the NSA, the Department of Homeland Security. And he's going to do it from his bedroom. This is Unpatched. Act 1. Who is he? Leicestershire, England. A quiet town. Quiet streets, quiet lives. Kane Gamble, 15 years old. Ordinary kid. Ordinary room, ordinary life. Except for one thing. He's a hacker. Not the Hollywood kind. No black hoodie, no Guy Fawkes mask. Just a kid who's very, very good at manipulating people. See, Kane doesn't use sophisticated malware. He doesn't exploit zero-day vulnerabilities. He uses something far simpler, something far more dangerous. He talks to people. Social engineering, the art of lying convincingly. He calls telecommunications companies, pretends to be an employee, uses jargon, sounds professional. He's done his research. He knows their systems, their procedures, their weaknesses. And when they believe him, he's in. But Kane isn't doing this for money. He's not selling secrets. He's angry about Palestine, about U.S. foreign policy, about wars in the Middle East. He calls himself part of Anonymous, a collective, a movement. His group? Crackers with Attitude. And in October 2015, he decides to send a message. Not to politicians, not to corporations, to the people in charge. CIA Director John Brennan, FBI Deputy Director Mark Giuliano, Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, NSA Deputy Director Rick Leggett, the most powerful intelligence officials in the world, the people who run America's spy agencies, the people who are supposed to be untouchable. Kane makes a list and starts hunting. He starts with research, public information, social media. These people think they're careful. They think they're protected. They're not. Everyone has a phone, a carrier, an internet provider. Everyone has family. And every system has human beings running it. Human beings who can be fooled. October 12th, 2015. Evening. Target number 1. John Brennan. Kane calls Verizon. Verizon customer service, how can I help you? Hi, this is Derek from the Verizon tech support team. Employee ID 4-7-7-2-9. I'm getting error reports on an account. Need to run some diagnostics. He sounds professional. He uses the right terms, the right procedures. The employee believes him. Why wouldn't they? He gets transferred, up the chain, to someone with more access. account details, security questions, backup email addresses, everything. Step 1, complete. Now comes the clever part. He calls Brennan's house. His wife answers. Hi, this is Verizon. We're having technical issues with your account. Is Mr. Brennan available? I need to verify some information for security purposes. She gets her husband, the director of the CIA, the man who commands thousands of spies, the man who knows every intelligence secret, gets on the phone with a teenager. Brennan answers the security questions, verifies his identity, gives the information. All of it. 20 minutes later, Kane Gamble is reading the CIA director's emails. Not just emails. Everything. Brennan's security clearance application. 47 pages. Every detail of his life. Phone numbers, family members, home address. Contact information for 20,000 FBI employees. Plans, operations, classified information. Quieter, more intimate. For a moment, he just sits there, staring at the screen. He's 15 years old, in his bedroom, in England, and he just hacked the director of the CIA. And then he does something stupid. He tweets about it. Not anonymously, not carefully, publicly. He posts documents, screenshots, proof, and then he keeps going. Target number 2, FBI Deputy Director Mark Giuliano. Same method, same con, same success. Target number 3, Director of National Intelligence James Clapper. Target number 4, 5, 6. He's on a spree, unstoppable, untouchable. Or so he thinks. Because while he's tweeting, the FBI is watching. The FBI Cyber Division has a problem. Some teenager is embarrassing the entire U.S. intelligence community, and he's mocking them on Twitter. They track his IP, proxy servers, VPNs, digital breadcrumbs. He's good at hiding, but he's not perfect, and he's making mistakes. He's getting cocky. January 2016, 3 months into his spree. The FBI coordinates with British authorities, National Crime Agency, cyber units. They're closing in. And Kane? Still hacking. Still tweeting. Still living with his parents.
Kane, dinner's ready.
In a minute, Mom. He's wanted by the FBI, international manhunt, and he's late for dinner. February 9th, 2016, early morning. British authorities have an address. This house, this normal, ordinary house. Inside, a teenager is asleep. He doesn't know. He has no idea. 6:42 a.m.
Police, open the door. National Crime Agency.
12 officers, cybercrime specialists, warrants. They find him, in his pajamas. The most wanted hacker in the world is a kid. They seize everything. Computers, hard drives, phones. The evidence is overwhelming. His parents watch, devastated. They had no idea. By noon, it's international news. British teen arrested for hacking CIA director. 15-year-old behind massive intelligence breach.
A teenage hacker has
Bedroom
compromised
hacker
national
compromised
security,
U.S.
leaving experts
security. April 2018. 2 years after his arrest, Kane Gamble stands trial. No longer 15, 18 now, legally an adult. The charges? The prosecution lays it out. He hacked the CIA director, the FBI deputy director, the director of national intelligence. He posted classified information online. He compromised national security. He harassed officials and their families. The defense argues he's young, naive. He didn't understand the magnitude. He's apologetic now, says he regrets it, says he was just a kid. The judge listens, deliberates, and delivers the sentence. 2 years, youth detention, not adult prison. The intelligence community is furious. 2 years for hacking the CIA director? But the judge said it. He was a child, naive, manipulated by others online, didn't fully grasp the consequences. 2 years for embarrassing the most powerful intelligence agencies in the world. Kane Gamble hacked the CIA director with a phone call. To understand how that's even possible and why it should terrify you, spoke with Dr. Marcus Reed, a social engineering specialist who trains government agencies. Dr. Marcus Reed, social engineering expert. Because if a 15-year-old can do this, who else can?
Dr. Reed, I need to start here. How did a 15-year-old hack the director of the CIA? The CIA. How is that even possible?
Here's what people don't understand. Kane didn't use sophisticated malware. He didn't exploit some zero-day vulnerability in a government server. He exploited something far more vulnerable: human trust. He called telecom companies, pretended to be an employee, and convinced real people to give him access. That's social engineering. And it works because we're wired to trust authority, to trust procedure, to trust someone who sounds like they belong.
But these are intelligence officials, the CIA director. Aren't they trained for this?
That's the terrifying part. They are. John Brennan spent decades in intelligence. He knew about social engineering. He knew about operational security. But when his wife handed him the phone and said, "It's Verizon," he didn't think twice. Because it sounded legitimate. That's the power of social engineering. It bypasses all technical security. Firewalls, encryption, two-factor authentication. None of it matters if someone can convince you to hand over your password.
He was 15, living with his parents. How did he know how to do this?
The internet, online forums, hacker communities. The information is out there. Phone company protocols, employee procedures, insider terminology. It's all available if you know where to look. Kane studied it, practiced it, perfected it. And here's what keeps me up at night. He wasn't particularly gifted. He wasn't some once-in-a-generation genius. He was a motivated teenager who learned from YouTube videos and forums. If he could do it, anyone can do it.
So that raises the obvious question. Why are we still vulnerable to this? This was 2015. It's been almost 10 years. Why hasn't this been fixed?
Because you can't fix human psychology. Companies have added security measures, verification protocols, callback procedures, better training. But at the end of the day, there's a person answering that phone. A person who's tired, who's overworked, who's answering their 100th call of the day. And if someone sounds confident, uses the right jargon, knows the right procedures, that person is going to trust them. Kane proved something terrifying. The weakest link in any security system isn't the technology, it's the human being.
He got 2 years. 2 years for hacking the CIA director. Was that enough?
That's complicated. On one hand, yes, he was 15, a child. The judge showed mercy. On the other hand, he compromised national security. He exposed classified information. He harassed government officials and their families. He did this repeatedly, over months, even after his first successes. And he bragged about it on Twitter while actively committing the crimes. Was he naive? Yes. Did he understand the full consequences? Probably not. But should that excuse everything? I don't have a good answer. What I do know is this. The sentence sent a message to other kids that the consequences aren't that severe, and that's dangerous.
So here's what I really want to know. Could someone watching this video do what Kane did?
With enough research, enough practice, enough confidence, the techniques haven't changed, the vulnerabilities haven't gone away. Customer service representatives are still human. They still want to help. They still trust authority. Could someone replicate Kane's specific attacks on those specific targets? Probably. Probably not. Security has improved somewhat around high-profile officials. But could they target a small business, a local government office, your company's IT help desk? Absolutely. The barrier to entry is shockingly low.
What do we do? How do we protect ourselves when the threat is a phone call?
Verify everything. If someone calls claiming to be from your phone company, your bank, your IT department, hang up and call them back using a number you find independently, not the number they give you. If they claim there's an emergency, that's usually a red flag. Social engineers create urgency to bypass your critical thinking. Never give passwords, verification codes, or personal information over the phone unless you initiated the call. And companies need to implement better protocols. Callback verification, multi-person authorization for sensitive changes, flag unusual requests. Flag unusual requests. But honestly, the best defense is skepticism. Assume everyone is lying until proven otherwise. It sounds paranoid, but in this world, paranoia keeps you safe.
Kane Gamble was 15 years old. He lived with his parents. His mom made him dinner. He was late on his homework. And he hacked the director of the CIA, the FBI deputy director, the NSA, the director of national intelligence, with a phone. Not sophisticated malware, not million-dollar equipment, not years of training. A phone, some research, and the ability to lie convincingly. That's it. That's all it took. Now, think about your company, your IT help desk, your customer service. How many employees answer phones every day? How many of them would verify a caller who sounds confident, who uses the right jargon? How many would just trust them? Kane hacked the CIA director because someone at Verizon trusted him. Who at your company would trust the wrong person? This happened in 2015, almost 10 years ago. And you know what's changed? Social engineering attacks are up 47% because people saw what Kane did, and they learned. If a 15-year-old can hack the CIA, imagine what a professional can do. Imagine what a state-sponsored hacker can do. Imagine what someone with resources can do. The next call you get, the one from your bank, your IT department, your service provider, it might not be them.
Kane Gamble got 2 years in prison. He's free now, living his life. The CIA director? He changed his password. That's it. That's the lesson they learned. The vulnerabilities are still there. The humans are still fallible. The attacks are still happening.
Don't trust the voice on the phone. Don't trust the email. Don't trust anyone until you verify. Because the next Kane Gamble, they might be calling you. The threats are real. The attackers are getting smarter. Subscribe, because the next attack, it might sound like your bank. This is Unpatched. Stay skeptical, stay vigilant, stay safe.